Hey, Andrew Logan, and today I want to talk about self-sabotage, how we can be our biggest hurdle, why we can solve and be the exact reason that our business isn't growing, that we're not achieving success, because we're the ones getting in the way. And I know that's annoying and I know that's a bad thing, but the good news is we can get out of our own way. We have the power to control that. If we understand the common mistakes that people make and the common mistakes that we're probably falling into these traps where we're self-sabotaging and being our own worst enemy, then we can get the strategies to overcome them and we can get up to the next level. So in today's episode, I want to talk about 3 keywords that are traps that people fall into. 3 things that people commonly fall into and it stops them from getting to the next level of success. Now, for some people, they will fall into 1 or 2 or all of these 3 things before they even get started. You know, they've joined a business, they're side hustling, they're kind of joined up and they're super excited, but they fall into these traps and they never get anywhere. Other people will hit $5,000, $10,000 a month before these traps become evident. But they'll never be able to reach that next level. They'll never get into that real six-plus figure financially free position because they fall into these traps as well. And especially with some of them, we certainly see it as we have more success, because with every new level, there is a new devil. So we see these things particularly not as people getting off the ground, but as people are having moderate success. And that's when we see these things really pop up. So let's get started. First one. Big P word, and I'm sure we've all done this at times, procrastination. Okay, put your hand up if you've ever procrastinated. All right, now I went to university, we procrastinated all the time when it came to our exams, right? We are all guilty of doing this. And what we see is that people come into this business and they come into this industry, they get their vehicle and they want to side hustle and they want to create some more financial freedom in their life, but they can turn into entrepreneurs. They want to be an entrepreneur and they want this excitement and this fun, but they fall into procrastinating with all the fluffy stuff and they forget to do the challenging stuff. Now, a lot of the things that build our business are challenging, they're fundamental, and to a point they can seem a bit boring as well. The fun, the exciting thing, that happens afterwards. The trips, the holidays, the freedom, that comes afterwards. But we can get caught up in trying to do all those fun things first. So, in our business, we need to talk to people, we need to solve people's problems, we need to go out into the marketplace, connect with people, network, find people that have problems and provide our solution. We also need to follow up, overcome objections, coach and mentor people. That can be challenging. For introverted people, getting out of the house and networking can be challenging. For people who they just don't know what to say but they're so excited that they're kind of verbally vomiting, it can be challenging to just get in and have a concise conversation and listen to people. All those things are challenges. So what people can do is they can procrastinate those things and they look at the other things and say, you know what, I've just got to create a Facebook page with a beautiful logo and a vision statement. I've just got to go down to the beach and get some beautiful sunrise photos and find some beautiful quotes to go along with that. I've got to create my vision board and get my brand statement first. All of those things are important, but they don't actually, they don't lead to success. They are part of the big picture, they are part of the recipe, but they are the icing on the cake. And you can't ice a cake before you bake it. You've got to bake it with boring ingredients like eggs, milk, and flour. All right, you do those basics first, and you get the fundamentals going, and then you can worry about the nice stuff. Then you can worry about all the really nice fancy stuff and have that beautiful cake at the end. So, procrastination, we particularly see this. I mean, we see it with people at the start, but we particularly see it when people are going full time. And they're in that transition phase. They've been side hustling, they've been working hard, and they've created a good income. But the enemy of a great income is a good income. And as soon as they go full time, they leave their job, all of a sudden they've got all the day in the world to do this. And so they can say, you know what, I've got all day to reach out to John. So first I'm going to go to the gym. I've got to get myself in that position. Then I'm going to read a good book, and then I'm going to listen to some audibles. Then I'm going to meditate, and you know what, actually it's 6 p.m. That's when John has dinner with the kids. You know what, I'll ring him tomorrow. And tomorrow is a place where dreams go to die. I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week. You're doing it never. What you're saying is you're putting things off and you don't want to do them. You are procrastinating. So we all remember the time when we're at work and you wake up in the morning and you're like, get ready for work. And then there's that one day where you get up extra early for whatever reason. The dog wakes you up and all of a sudden you think, you know what? Instead of just having a quick breakfast, a quick shower out the door, I can make breakfast, I can watch TV, and I can read a bit of a book, and then all of a sudden you're running late for work. It's the same thing. You gave yourself all the time in the world to do it. So it took all the time in the world. You lost that urgency, you lost that hustle. So how do we get over this? First of all, we need to recheck in with our goals and recheck in with our vision. We don't need to create all new vision statements. We just need to check in with it and say, you know what? I need to do this. And what is the reason why I'm doing this? So if you're just getting started and you're like, I want to do this because I want to bring my husband home. Or if you're full-time, big one, you're like, I've reached the goal, I've got full-time. Now you need to create a bigger vision. Now you need to say, you know what, I need to get 5 other people home. You're procrastinating because part of it is that you've given yourself a finish line. Now, if you're saying, I need to do this because I need to get my husband home, what you need to do is every time you're like, you know what, I need to follow up with that person, I need to make those 3 phone calls today, you need to sit there and say, when you feel like procrastinating, you need to sit there and say, you know what, obviously making this phone call isn't as important to me as I thought it would be, because I thought getting my husband home would be more important to me, but it's not. And you check in with that and go, actually, no, it is. Actually, no, it is. It's incredibly important that I bring my husband home. So picking up the phone and making that phone call is incredibly important. We need to check back in and we need to understand the process of reaching our goals. And if we're saying, oh, I'll just do it later, I'll do that later, we're saying getting my husband home isn't that important. He can come home next week, next year, 10 years, doesn't matter. If it matters, you'll do it straight away. And when you're full-time, it matters when you lose yourself in the service of others. You've reached your goal, you've reached the penthouse. Send the elevator back down and get to work losing yourself on helping other people reach their goals, helping other people bring themselves home. And you'll get that energy back, you'll get that fire back, and you'll get that drive back. Okay, number 2, and these are closely related, is perfectionism. Procrastination and perfectionism, very similar to an extent, right? Because a lot of the times we're like, I'll do it later because I'm not perfect yet. I won't reach out to that person because I'm not perfect yet. I won't share my before and after photos because they're not perfect yet. I won't do a Facebook Live because I'm not perfect behind the camera yet. You know, I won't do a Facebook Live because my logo and my vision isn't perfect yet. All these things we get caught up in, and they're perfectionism in, like procrastinating in the form of perfectionism. So what we need to understand here is that we are not paid to be perfect. We are paid to solve people's problems. Every business, every side hustle, every industry, anyone that's had any success in their life has solved a person's problem. You know, people have success because they solve more problems and they give more value, they provide more value to the marketplace. And that is how they become successful. In whatever industry, you know, authors solve people's problems by giving them books that help the person, you know, get to where they want to be. People write songs because it helps entertain people and it solves that problem in their life. Businesses sell a product or a service that solves a person's problems. And that's what we're paid to do. We are not paid to be perfect. So here's the problem. If I was perfect, I become unrelatable. Because if I'm perfect, no one can look at me and say, that person understands me. People are going to look at you and say, you don't understand me because your life is perfect and my life is struggling. So how could you understand my life? We need to be relatable, and people need to look at us and say, you know what, if you can do it, I can do it. I've seen you go from struggle to improvement, and I want to live that life. And then again, if I'm being perfect and I'm being focused on being perfect, I need to understand that I am the one that thinks that's perfect, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Perfectionism is a subjective term. So if I think I'm perfect, I'm caring about what I think and not what the new person thinks. I'm so caught up in me being perfect that I'm forgetting about the brand new person who just needs a problem solved. They just need help getting off the ground. Now that doesn't mean you don't strive for progress, but what we need to understand is our role as humans is to always strive for progress. So the final tip on that is if I'm perfect, it means there's nothing more to learn. I have made it to the top, there is nothing more to do, and I'm the best it will ever be. And we know that's not right. If we're going to strive for progress and strive for growth every day, we understand that perfectionism will never happen because we're always going to be growing, we're always going to get better. So we need to get rid of this perfectionism by understanding that what I think is perfect is irrelevant anyway. If I think my vision statement is perfect, if I think my Facebook page is perfect, if I think that photo and quote is perfect, who cares? I've spent so much time on the perfection that I've forgotten about the person I'm talking to. What is their problem and can I solve it? Can they relate to me as a person? Yep. So let's be honest, let's be real. And let's remember that even if you chase perfection, you chase progress, it happens one day at a time by going out and doing the work. You go out and do the work every day, you improve, you progress, and you grow. So if you're waiting until you're perfect, you'll never get there anyway, because you haven't actually had the experiences, you haven't had the failures. You haven't had the failures that you need to grow and develop and then have success. So let's get rid of perfectionism. Final one, 3. People pleasing. Ooh, spelled it incorrectly there. So, 2 P words here, but people pleasing. Again, super important as you grow your team, as you build your business and you have more people looking to you. And you have more people wanting to follow you. And you have more people say, I want to do what you're doing. And you get so caught up in people pleasing that we lose the culture, we lose the vision. Because you're trying to keep everyone happy. And unfortunately, that is just impossible. Pizza is about the only thing I know of that can keep people happy. Okay? What we need to understand is that a leader holds the vision and drives people and grows people and is willing to have the candor to do what it takes. So a great leader cares about their people, but has the candor to always put the vision ahead of every individual person. Because if you get caught up in the minutiae of pleasing people every single day and trying to keep every single person happy, you will never have success because you lose the vision. And again, we get caught up in this kind of perfectionism and procrastination. We're spending so much time trying to keep everyone happy that we forget to grow people. And every now and then to grow someone, you've got to challenge them. You've got to push them. You've got to help them grow themselves. You've got to help inspire them. And that might mean having that difficult conversation. That might mean sitting down and really challenging them to do what it takes. And you can't do that if you're so worried about people pleasing. Okay? What you need to understand is that this is a business of inspiration, of leadership, and when you hold that vision, the right people will follow you. Some people will drop off. Some people won't buy into your vision, but you know what? It's your vision, it's not theirs. That's up to them. Hold your vision, do the work, have those goals and set yourself and say, you know what? My vision is so strong that it overcomes my procrastination. I don't want to do those challenging things, but my vision is so strong that I will do them anyway. I will pick up that phone, I will get out of my comfort zone. I will never be perfect, I understand that. I understand that I will strive for progress, but I understand that if I strive for perfectionism, I'll never get there and I'm wasting my time. And you know what? I want to grow people. I don't care if they don't all like me, but they will respect me because I have the leadership skills, I have the candor, and I have the vision, and I'm going to grow people. And that might mean a couple of people drop off. That might mean a couple of people don't believe in me, but you know what? The vision is more important. So guys, I hope that helps. As always, drop a comment below. Let me know what you've got out of this. Let me know your biggest takeaway. If there's anything else I can do, just reach out to me anytime. Don't forget to follow us for more free content, more free training. And guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.